Anti-Semitism has nothing to do with color. And it's a kind of hatred that has everything to do with religion, with ethnicity, but not necessarily physical appearance. Even the Nazis were not sure what Jews looked like. They had a great deal of pornographic anti-Semitism. Julius Streicher and Der Stürmer was an example, and Streicher was convicted in Nuremberg of crimes against humanity and executed. But the images of the Jewish nose, the Jewish ears, the caricatures of the Jewish body that were so famous in Nazi propaganda went alongside the decision to have Jews wear a yellow star. Why should Jews wear a yellow star? Because the Nazis didn't know what the Jews looked like. Because there were Jews who had blonde hair and blue eyes. And so that's one aspect of the difficulty, that anti-Semitism is not primarily about color, and it's not primarily about what Jews biologically are supposed to look like. And that's why it's so difficult for many Americans to understand anti-Semitism. Because when Americans think about racism, they think immediately, understandably, about skin color. Second aspect of anti-Semitism that's different from white racism is that the dangerous aspect of anti-Semitism is that they are small in number, but they are evil and powerful, and very, very smart. And this small group of people has managed somehow to accumulate enormous amounts of power and run the world. And this small group of people who have accumulated enormous amounts of power and are running the world and causing wars and economic catastrophes and disease and illness, this group of people is so dangerous, we need to kill them. We need to kill them in order to make the world a better place. We're not going to enslave them. We're not going to just deny them citizenship. We're going to kill them. Because by killing them, not just by getting them out of the country, there's that, but it's not enough to get them out of the country, because then they'll be someplace else. And as long as they're around, as long as they're someplace else, they'll be conniving and conspiring. So how are we going to make the world a good place? How are we going to bring about peace? How are we going to make the world economy bloom? How are we going to defend ourselves against this evil bunch? Wipe them out. And that was the ideology that justified the Holocaust. And in my book, The Jewish Enemy, I elaborated that in great detail. And sad to say, in 2019, this understanding of anti-Semitism and how it differs from other forms of racism that focus on color is still not widely enough understood. The genocidal aspects of anti-Semitism are inseparable from this conspiracy theory. The anti-Semitic imagination tells a story about the world. It's not about noses and ears and body sizes and sexual proclivities and obsessions. It's all there. There is a pornographic dimension, and there are people who are interested in that kind of thing. But fundamentally, the most dangerous aspect is historically in the Nazi period, and then in the government of Iran, and in the Hamas covenant, is the notion of the Jews as a political actor who want to subordinate and dominate other people. And it's because of what the Jews do, what is alleged that the Jews do, Not the way they look, but what they do that is so dangerous. That's the most dangerous aspect of anti-Semitism.